Well, welcome to the June 9th, 2025 edition of the Botanical Medicine Study Course with me, Stephanie Georgieff, your host and instructor for the online course exclusively on Patreon for all things botanical medicine. We're now into the new programming where the channel will feature the Herb of the Month. And if you would like to continue receiving Herb of the Week, this is moved to Patreon, and you, for a very small fee per month, can get wonderful updates and continue to receive this very valuable and wonderful service. Now, the following segments after we do Herb of the Month on the channel will explore various topics related to botanical medicine. So for this session, which is a small taste of one of the classes that will be online, and in celebration of Father's Day, we will cover a few plants that are specific to men's health. So the update for this week is herbs for men. So here are some facts. Men tend to have higher states of lethal diseases than women. And a big factor in this is that men are less likely to seek medical attention or get regular checkups. Now that our current administration is slashing access to health care, men seeking health care may be less than before, as the Affordable Care Act covered many preventative health screenings and got people into the doctor's office. And these wonderful preventative health screenings, as they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you catch something early enough, you have a lot that you can do, both with nutrition, exercise, but also with herbs, with plants. So in terms of men, the top three causes of death in men are heart disease. And this is because men develop heart disease 10 to 15 years earlier than women, and men are more likely to die of it in the prime of life. And heart disease is the leading cause of death in both men and women. And I know this sounds really depressing, but heart disease is easily preventable with very simple things. So it's about a third of all deaths in the United States, at least. And a quarter of these occur to men between 35 and 65 years old. Now, the second cause of death in men is cancer. And obviously, men tend to get prostate cancer. And that can spread to other areas. And so you need to get yourself checked out. Now, the leading cause is lung cancer because men tend to smoke. They also may be inhaling toxic fumes because of jobs, etc. But the leading cause is lung cancer, prostate cancer, and colorectal cancer. And again, all three of these are easily preventable. And cigarette smoke causes 90% of lung cancer. Now, the third leading cause of death is unintentional injuries. And I'm not sure what intentional injuries are, but this is what the statistics say. Now, there's no herb that's going to prevent unintentional injuries. Maybe coffee, because it helps you pay attention more. So there's that. So we're going to look at some herbs that will be really good for helping to prevent these problems for men and also enhance men's health. And so if you have stress management, sleep, you get regular sleep, you promote the health in the cardiovascular system. You also need exercise support. And you also make sure your prostate is healthy. You're going to be healthy as a man. So the challenges are obviously stress, heart health, adequate sleep. And sleep is a big problem in general, but men in particular. Urogenital health, this means prostate, bladder, and testicle health. and physical safety, risky behaviors resulting in accidents. So there's no herb other than maybe coffee that will make you pay attention more. Um, but not engaging in really risky behaviors is a good way to avoid that, but there's no herb for that. So here are some herbs, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I've gone over a lot of these herbs, so definitely check out the links in the program notes if you want to learn more about this herb. But hawthorn, and hawthorn is just this wonderful gift of nature, and mainly because it helps regulate the heart. So if you have if you have high blood pressure, it lowers it. If you have lower blood pressure, it raises it. It also regulates the heartbeat, and it has a lot of nutrients in it that are specific for vessel health. So hawthorn, wonderful, wonderful remedy for the heart. Definitely very good for helping men. Now, saw palmetto is pretty much the male herb. It's herb for male health because it targets the testicles and the prostate, and it affects testosterone metabolism. And in women, we hear all about estrogen and too much estrogen, and we need to break it down and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's also true with testosterone, and that's what this herb does. So it's really good for anything ailing somebody in terms of male urogenital health. The next herb is something called maca. And this is a really good herb in managing libido, sometimes as we get older. And in my opinion, it has a lot to do with not feeling good and actually heart health. But this helps to manage libido, but it also helps the body deal with stress. And it seems to also enhance male fertility. So this is a wonderful thing. And you can get it in powder and put it in your smoothie and all sorts of things like that. The next one is cordyceps. And this is also excellent for managing stress. It's also wonderful for enhancing immune function. It's just an all-around excellent, excellent supplement to take. The next herb, which is really good for male health, and again, some of these herbs are, anybody can take them, but specifically for male health, because heart disease is very lethal to men. And we often hear about cholesterol and blood fats and things like that. Well, the biggest thing that makes cholesterol and blood fat uh, lethal is inflammation, and it oxidizes things and it makes them more likely to cause problems. And so turmeric just is a wonderful anti-inflammatory, and that actually promotes heart health. It also, promotes general health because inflammation contributes to all sorts of problems, but in terms of heart health, so men, eat your turmeric. Nettles, we can also call them stinging nettles. These are very high in minerals, which is good for everybody in general, but it's also very good as a natural diuretic, which is important for male prostate and bladder health. So this is just a wonderful all-around herb that's very tonifying. It's a diuretic, but it's specific to help male bladder and urogenital health. The next herb, which really is a delicious gift from nature. This is it's found in a lot of male formulas, male herbal formulas, but it's pumpkin seeds. And there's a couple different kinds of pumpkin seeds. The green one is called pepitas. Um, and then the lower one is just your regular old pumpkin seeds. And they have a little different qualities to them. Some people think the green is what happens when you take the shells off of the white ones, but actually they come from different types of pumpkin, but they're both incredibly good for men because males need zinc. Zinc is the male hormone and or male mineral, and it's very healthy for things like the prostate. So this is just something you should be eating all the time if you're a man. Either one of these is really good for you, and they just come from different types of pumpkin, but the therapeutic value is the same. And this really, really is the male snack, as they say, for health. And as we said earlier, sleep hygiene, sleep patterns, skull cap is really important for that. And one of the reasons I really like this herb is it's not as much of a drowsy herb as other types of herbal sleep aids. And if you're getting enough sleep, that affects your heart health. And we all have a lot of stress in our lives, and men who are, you know, leading families, uh, they've just got a lot of responsibilities and often not sleeping well. So this is a wonderful way to enhance your sleep, and the sleep will make your heart more healthy. So we can see that there are many ways that the natural world can help men be more healthy. And I hope this has inspired men as well as people who love men to go out and incorporate these herbs into your regular wellness regimen so that you can stick around and thrive and be more healthy and enjoy your life. And what a gift that we have from nature. So, this is Stephanie Georgia saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. If you are a father or you help father people in our communities, or you love a father, I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. And until next time, be well.